she didn't just leave right away. She was here and she was like, yay, I'm excited to start a new year. Then she was like, I'm gone. Like,
Wow, way to just like throw my mental health under the bus. Like, what up, peeps? This is Alyssa, and I'm here with my co-host and faux little bro Andre
and welcome to another episode of Teachers Like Us.
on video again. Hopefully, mine doesn't die. So Andre told me to pick up my mouse so that way I could hit record. And now I have my mouse in my hand and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just gonna walk you all through the process of me putting my mouse down. So that's what's it was so weird. I was like, I'm holding this thing and I don't know what to do with my hands.
That is Alyssa's what do you call this thing? Her confession that she doesn't do leg day, so she can't support her.
Actually, have you been climbing 3 flights of stairs every day? Because I've been doing leg day. You can ask your wife.
See, you keep making these little
it wasn't even meant like that.
Pow pow comments. No.
Because we walked up the stairs together today. It wasn't even supposed to be a mean joke. It wasn't a jab. Ask your wife.
Okay, exactly. Mental health check. How are you doing, Miss Giggles?
You know what? I'm good. Like honestly, like in the general sense of the word, like everything is fantastic. I'm feeling a little like meh. But that's not like anything to do with anything. That's just life. Hormones, if you will. TMI for the audience.
I'm gonna say everybody has that time. Is that why you're wearing pink today?
Ew. Yeah. So like whatevs. But overall, you know, I'm feeling good. I feel like myself. I'm thriving at work. I'm exhausted, I will say, but I think it's because I genuinely enjoy what I do now. And so like it's actually hard for me to turn stop doing
off
things because I like seeing things come together. And so I'm like, if I just like do one more page. But yeah, it's exhausting a bit, but I'm good. How are you?
I was gonna say, is that called, or is that a version, I guess, of teacher burnout?
100%. It's self-inflicted burnout.
That you love it so much that you keep doing it, because again, if we getting into my mental health check, that's something that's been happening at work with my team, again, because my team is so new and we're putting together information, documents, descriptions, all of this stuff. We find that we're working well, but who's taking lunch? What is break? Like,
better
today,
not say that out loud. The union's coming for you, eh?
like today we took we decided like, hey, we're gonna actually like get some fresh air, and we took a walk around the building today.
Not you being friendly.
You see it. I didn't say a friendly stroll. There's no shoulders or elbows.
Bad man walk.
Yeah, we took a walk today because we're like, for like the last like week and a half, we've all been like just bundle up over our laptops, typing away.
You guys are weird. You work in like this little pod of like, like this cluster. I went out to see Andre yesterday. Was it yesterday? I came down to see you. And I was like, ew, what are you doing with all these people in your area?
And what she's not saying is, well, she did say what, you notice she said she had to come down because she sits, I said it today, that her department sits in a little ivory tower, just judges people.
That's a lie. Do not say that about my department. We do not judge people. We help people. Okay, out here helping
by coming
people
down. So it was one thing that we were noticing, that like we're not really like taking the time to take care of ourselves. Like, yes, we are trying our best to do great things, especially because it's something brand new, so we're trying to put all this stuff together. And for me, I've been thinking like, not only are we putting these things together for us, but we're also putting it together in the event that none of us are here
Yeah.
next year, and somebody else has to take up the reins, but we want to make sure that they are fully equipped when they get here. So it's been great, and it's been a lot of a lot of communicating.
Ew.
um and a lot of somebody said it today, a lot of like pollinating other people's tasks and ideas.
Not
So
you pollinating out here.
it's
You
been a
agreed to
lot.
that? You were like,
I
yes,
see what
yes,
kind
I
of
am.
podcast you're trying to have today. I'm gonna need you to dial it back. Dial it back.
I'm not, but you just keep throwing out these things that let it be known you never would have said or let me say anywhere else. Now you're at the board office and all of a sudden you have this new vocabulary and now you're
I told you
pollinating things.
it's weird. The minute I put that light blue lanyard around my neck, things have changed. There's words that I understand, acronyms that I just know, like never heard them before, but I'm like, oh, I think it means this, and I'm right. But yeah, overall mental health check for me, just overall things have been good, cool. I'm liking what I'm doing. I'm liking the process that we are taking to accomplish these tasks. I know one thing that my team would probably like from me more is to like speak more.
To pollinate
So,
more, right?
and somebody even made that comment to me today. They're like, Andre, you're so quiet. And I was like, I need you to tell this to my wife, because she never believes me when I say like, hey, I'm not just out here just nim 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 everywhere that I go. I like to like sit back and listen.
You save it for the people you like.
Not that that's not the way to say it.
But what?
That's
No, it is the way to say it.
No, it's not. It's
fine. You save it for family.
I save it for who I am comfortable around sharing. And as I get and as I get more comfortable, I think the more that I'll speak. Like I said, the idea of this role and me even being a part of the board this way, like working at the board office, and it's something that I never thought would happen. It wasn't an aspiration of mine at all. It wasn't something that I even thought was attainable, let's say. So to be there, I'm trying to make sure that I look like I should be here, or I sound like I should be here, which is something that is, I guess, only difficult for me to do, because I kind of feel like I have to put on sometimes when I don't want to. I want to just like say things how I think they are, or if I have if I have a thought or something like that, I just want to say my thought.
Yeah.
And I know in myself that I'm going to say my thought like clearly, concisely, make sure that people understand it, all that stuff. But I also want to look like I should be here. And it's a weird place to sit in. So there's a lot of times where, especially in like big meetings, where I'll kind of sit there and let people talk. And even though in people talking, I might feel like, oh my gosh, I should jump in here. Or I even might be like frustrated, like, I want to talk, but I don't think I don't know, or don't think I should. It's starting to just take those like little steps here and there.
That's interesting, because I feel like I'm actually more myself now in this role as instructional coordinator than I was as a resource teacher. I felt like as a resource teacher, I was kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. But like now I was saying to Daddy Bear that like I've actually been really vocal about things that I would like to see, or like things that I don't think are going to go well. Like I've been pitched so many ideas. Like I can't even tell you. I'm constantly being like, Alyssa, can you do this? And sometimes like now I've started to be like, nobody wants that. They look at me and then I look at them and I'm like, I know I'm serious. Like,
yeah,
nobody actually wants that. Let's like, why don't we try this? And so it's been really nice to feel like I can be myself in this type of position, because yeah, I get that like mask sort of like of professionalism that you feel like you have to, show. And I don't know. I don't know what's changed. Maybe it's because again, I'm in more of a leadership role now. And so I
Mm.
feel a bit more confident, or maybe it's just because, again, I've produced things that I know are good. Like, let call a spade a
Yeah.
spade. Like,
I'm nice with it.
I'm nice with it.
Exactly.
You know what it is? Like, I don't always, I don't always feel that way, right? Like, I don't always feel like, um, not that I'm effective, but like, I feel like it's not often that like your skills, your passions, your things, like everything kind of aligns. And this for
Yeah.
me feels like the first time ever in my career that everything has aligned. And that like
Okay.
I'm consistently like producing things that I'm proud of and that are good. Like that, because I'm like my harshest critic. I'm constantly like, ugh, you did this awful. Oh, you're not good at this. So when I like have all these things that are going out and I'm like, oh, I did that. And it's funny because someone was talking to me the other day about ownership, right? And how like,
Mm.
especially in the board, there's a very real like, this is mine, right? Like I created
Very
this,
much.
like I'm hoarding this because like I need the shine for it. And I was saying like in the beginning when we were talking about like putting our names on things, that like I no longer feel the need to put my name on anything because I'm like, no one else could have done this. This is clearly,
You walking around with your head this big.
it is right now. Nobody can talk to me. Like nobody else could have done this. Let it just be known, right?
Mm.
And so that feels good for me. Like in the, I know it sounds super like, cocky and like gassed, but like genuinely it's a good feeling to feel like, no, I can do this, and actually say to people with like honesty, like, I've got this. Um, we actually did a session for principals this week, 2 sessions. And
Okay.
one of the comments that got left in the chat was like at the end, like, how everyone's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone's like, thank you for this. It was so authentic. And
Mm.
I literally had to screenshot it because I was like, that's it. Like, if you got that out of this presentation, then I've succeeded. Because like if you felt like this was somebody real talking to you and not someone talking at you, then like I am like I feel like I've got it. I feel like I could do this. And maybe it's also because like this is not my position, right? Like this is something that I
Yeah.
have to give up. And so maybe that plays a role in it, where it feels like fun because I can just kind of like, you know, let it go at the end. I don't know.
I felt kind of similar to how what you're saying. I felt that way when I stepped into guidance for the first time, because for me, for those of you that don't know, or maybe we said it in an episode before, but when Alyssa left our school, she was the guidance counselor, I was the contact teacher, and then she didn't just leave right away. She was here and she was like, yay, I'm excited to start a new year. Then she was like, I'm gone. Like,
Wow, way to just like throw my mental health under the bus. Like,
right. So she left the school for a period of time, and then for me, they were like, yeah, Andre, you're the guidance counselor. But for me, because Alyssa's my friend, I was like, no, 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 that's her job. That is still her office. I'm
yeah.
not, I barely went into that office because I was like, hey, this belongs to somebody
The
else.
ghost of Alyssa lives here.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I need to do so that nobody sees that there's
Yes.
a lack of you. But I'm always like, even for those, what was it, 2 months or whatever, 3 months, I mentioned Alyssa's name all the time when I did presentations. I made sure that her name was there, like as the guidance counselor. Even for support for kids, I was like, yeah, Miss Gray is still the guidance counselor, but book your appointment with me until she comes back.
Yeah.
Right. So I get what you're saying. Like, it's just, you feel that like you're filling these shoes, but you still think that you can do the job. Like if it did become yours, which it, like for me, like being the guidance counselor became my job eventually.
Yeah.
So if it did become yours, you could do it, but it is somebody else's. So let me just shine, but like not on 100%.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like too, right? Like I didn't want anyone to feel the difference. I'm sure they do feel the difference. We're just very different personalities. And I don't
Yeah.
think I'm as personable, truthfully, like as the previous coordinator. Like, I think she's great with people. I don't know that I'm necessarily great with people. I get stuff
As your
done, but
friend,
like,
horrible. You don't answer messages. You people ask you. I send you emails and I ask for like I need this now, and I get answers like 3 days later.
okay, but did you hear
So
that though?
and
Did you
I'm
hear
your
that though?
friend. I can only imagine what you're doing with people like on road random emails. No, no, no.
Okay, no, let's talk about this. This guy always wants to message me for all of my things and all of my support when I have big things to do. Like, this guy expects that I'm going to be like in
So
the
do
middle of
I.
something.
What am I doing?
No, when you message me this week, let's talk about this week. We're going to just like throw instances out here. When you messaged me this week, I was in the middle of a session with principals, in the middle of a session. And I said, I can't right now.
If I am your friend, who are these principles to our friendship?
You hear that, principals? I hope you hear that.
Yeah, you know what? I really shouldn't.
You?
I really shouldn't say that because this is something that me and my wife go through all the time. Because anytime I call her, I'm like, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you're in front of. I need you to answer the phone for me.
You're so needy.
She's always like, what if I'm like at work? I don't care. I don't care.
Pay attention to me.
Pay attention to me.
Yeah, like I'm doing big girl things right now. And so, yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like long story longer, I'm having a really good time. And I think like it's nice now. I don't know, even if it's just like you being in the vicinity, like the energy is there, right? Like even this morning,
the dogs are here.
The jokes of life. So this morning I pull up and I'm reversing into my parking spot, and this guy is in the review mirror dancing as I'm reversing. What do we get thumbs? What is
I don't know. Okay, cool.
Is in the mirror like dancing, and I was like, this is like old times.
It's
like
I came out of my car and I went to get my bag and I was like, oh, so it's a she was backing up.
So yeah, like I don't know, it just feels like I'm like, okay, like you know what it is, when, well, you don't have this because you don't let your kids go anywhere, but when your kids sleep away from home and you're just like, they're okay, but you're constantly like, are you okay, like you're thinking about them, versus them like being at home and they're not like with you, but they're just they're in their rooms, and like they're safe. And I feel that right now, like I'm like, the people are here, everything is okay, you're not alone. Like if you need, what it is, it's like if you need a joke, if you're not okay, you can go find your people. Yeah. Right. And like, so I don't know, I feel like maybe that's just comforting. And so yeah, I don't know, times are good. So I'm going to open today because we don't have like a specific topic today, but I needed this podcast to be like light and funny because I'm tired and I want to sleep.
Like you do every time we record for like the last year and a half.
Mad shade. Because this guy has me recording in the dead of night. Okay. Like, I don't know who this podcast is built for. Don't even. It is the dead of night. Okay. My sleep timer on my phone has said, ma'am, it's time to go to bed. Like,
it's bedtime.
It's bedtime. Start winding down. It literally says
that's what you do. You just listen to technology. You're going to be one of those people that are just letting the robots control you.
Okay. So, I found this meme on this, whatever, one of those like teacher pages. Yeah. And it says, do your students ever say something to you and you're not sure if it's a roast or not? Student, do you pick out your clothes at night or in the morning? Me, at night. Why? Student, I thought so. You just seem like the kind of person who lays out their clothes the night before. Why do kids do this?
Like, that's like things double disrespectful because now you're saying that like I'm like, I'm gonna kill him in the morning when I get to school, but then my outfit is still trash. Like that's what it sounds like you're telling me.
You seem like that kind of person that you lay out your clothes the night before. Rude.
Before you get to the next one, I have I can say a little story to that. I don't even know how long ago this is now. I think this student in particular has graduated probably like high school, maybe 2-3 years ago. I walked into his grade 8 class. Just, hey, they need somebody to cover this class for a little while. I go into the classroom, but I was like packed up because it was end of the day. I'm getting ready to go outside. I had on I had on like all black with black Air Force Ones and a black like bubble jacket with a black hoodie and a black toque on, and I was ready to go outside. It was cold outside. Right. I walk in and this guy he looks at me and he goes, I knew so 2 comments. He goes, I knew you were a Toronto man, like look how you're dressed. I was like, this is just my clothes, sir. Leave me alone. and then he turned to his friend and he goes, yeah, Mr. M looks like one of those uncles that doesn't buy you any gifts for Christmas. I was like, what? I was like, what does that mean?
Oh my goodness, these kids are ruthless. Oh,
I have so many of those stories. I feel like I need to like put them together, but I don't know. I feel like I would get in trouble for putting them together, because if I tell certain stories, you're gonna know exactly those who know will know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay, well, tell your next story.
No, go with yours. If I have something that goes with it, I'll add to it.
I don't know. Hold on, wait. Like you haven't. I'm trying to buy myself time. You're
under the gun now.
You know what it is? Everyone posts reels now, and so I can't like. It's easier to share like a tweet or like something that's a static meme, but like because everyone's trying to get followers, everyone posts reels, and I can't like I can't share those.
Speaking of like teacher memes and stuff, have you seen that one? I can't remember what that show is called. The show with the Canadian show with Mr. D.
Yeah, isn't it called Mr. D?
Is it? Yeah, it might be. There's a one of the episodes where he has to like mark tests, and his friend is there with him at the house while he's doing the marking. And his friend's like, hey, it's getting late. You're not going to mark these papers? And he's like, yeah, I got it. And just goes to the top of the stairs and throws the papers down the steps. And he goes, the ones that are at the top, A's. The ones that are at the bottom, D's. And just marked all of them and kept it moving. And I feel like, as much as that's funny, that came from somewhere. I'm sure there's like real teachers out there that are just not marking. I hear it, like you hear it sometimes where teachers like, yeah, we didn't mark that. Like, just no say we did it. We talked. You got to mark. Don't ask any questions.
Okay, but realistically, you've marked everything students have handed in?
Paper?
Yeah.
Paper.
Like you've never. No. Let's now I have to sit up straight. You've never taken a stack of papers that kids have handed in and just like recycled.
Oh, yeah. I've done that with like notebooks. Like, oh, I remember one.
That feels like an end of the year thing, but go on.
I shouldn't do this because I'm not like you guys. I haven't been teaching all that long, and I can't be giving ammo to these student teachers to be like, yes, I can't wait till I'm at 1 year of teaching and I can start acting up. But I know 1 year I told students like, oh, we're going to create these, I think it was like math journals. So we're going to create these math journals. Every time a new concept comes up, we're going to put them together and then I'm going to mark them. And I was marking them for a little while, but then I started to see like, oh, you either are not doing them at all or you're doing them, but they're not really like showing me. It's not like it's showing that it's all that helpful, because the kids there's kids that were doing well that weren't doing the math journal, and vice versa. So like, I want to say like halfway through, I had this like stack of notebooks, and I was like, recycling bin. And then when the kids came to school the next day, they're like, our math journals, where are they? I was like, just don't worry, we're not doing that anymore.
I think in the beginning, especially in the beginning of my career, because that's when like things were still really worksheet heavy. Yeah. And so like I was
look at you dating yourself. How old were you at those times?
You know what? You are lucky that kids watch this podcast and listen to this podcast. So I was about to show you.
Were you taking ink on the sheet and then just
you know what? But yeah, like I would always have like stacks of just paper like all the
Mm,
time. And I was like, I can't mark all of this, right? Like sometimes it's just for practice or just for, it is practice. And so I'd be like, nah, like dash away. They'd be like, are
mm.
we getting that back? I was like, not
Huh?
unless you're gonna go dig through the recycling bin. Like,
Be like, what? You handed that? There's been times where kids are like, oh, Mr. I handed in that assignment. Did you? I said, huh? What assignment? You have to go look again. I don't know what you're I don't know what you're talking about. I must have marked that and gave it back to you. I don't know.
oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if I can find another one. Um, this one says, when the loudest kids in the grade all end up in the same class, and it's all them like with their hands in the air. It's like, let our powers combine. I don't, you know what? I had that one year in a French class. The year that I got reorged and had to
Mm.
teach all the grade 8 French classes. And I was like, who put this class together? There was one class, every time they came in, I was like, man.
You again? No.
And I swear, like, you know how the schedule's even, right? I literally was like, nah, there's no way. I have this class more than I have any other class. I felt like I saw them every day.
I had a
go on.
Yeah, I had a gym class like that where like when I was teaching gym, anytime their class would come in, one kid in particular, this girl used to walk in and go, Mr. M, we're here. And I'd be like, no. Because like a bunch of like really, really, really good kids. And I know people say that all the time and don't really mean it, but a bunch of like really good kids, but just never wanted to do whatever the gym schedule was. So whatever unit everybody else is doing, whatever sport everybody else is playing, they're like, that's boring. We don't want to do it. And they would just like band together and like sit down, like we're playing basketball today, and just sit there and wait. So you're not gonna get the basketball? So you're not gonna get the basketballs? We said we wanted to play basketball today. I was like, who? Why? Why
These
are you
kids
guys in
really
front of me?
said, I am the captain now.
Like, why are you guys in front of me for these 40 minutes? And eventually it was just like, all right, let's go outside. This is free time. Show me you're being active.
Free time.
I might come by. Show me you can do a skill. I got a mark for you. Like,
oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if I can find another one. You're not even like trying to find anything. Like pick up your phone, find something funny.
Never that. Never. I am funny. Me by myself.
Nope. Some of these are like funny, some of them are not. You're wasting. See, if you were looking, this wouldn't be me by myself.
But I feel like this is really giving people like an insight into how me and you have been able to work together so well for so long.
We'll talk about it.
Because I think like people don't realize
you're
that
choosing your
time,
words so carefully, it's making me nervous.
the time, what was it, that 3 months, January to March 2020, where me and you had the classes side by side, might have been the greatest time in teaching history. And that's just not just for me as a teacher, like all teachers. I don't know if
everyone in the whole world,
all of them,
even those of you who've won Nobel Prizes.
I don't know if anybody has that at your job where like not only are you working beside somebody, like with somebody that you like, but to work beside them.
I hope you all heard that. Keep going.
To work beside them and know that because I'm the teacher, I'm not gonna get in trouble if I just leave and go. It's like I have a question or I need to step out in the hallway for a second, or my friend is gonna come into my classroom and ask me something. Like that little 3 months. And remember, I am fresh. I am newly signed, ink not even dry, new contract. And they entrusted me with these children and put me beside my brethren. Like it was great times. A lot of things got done. A lot of lessons
we would swap
created.
classes. Like I would go into his class and read to his class, and he would come into my class and work with them. Like it was fantastic.
It was great. I think one of the not to like make things sad, especially with ooh, can I point with him here? The what was it, the day after the announcement was made that Kobe had passed away, we were in class and I came up with this like letter to Kobe lesson, because I had so many kids in my classroom like sad, like crying, inconsolable. And that's something that I came to Alyssa with, like, yo, you're not seeing what's going on in my classroom right now. Nobody's really here to actually listen to anything I have to say. Everyone is in their feelings. What's something that I can do? And bounced ideas off each other and came up with that lesson. And very impactful, or I thought it was very impactful for the kids.
All right, I can't find anything else that's funny. But for next, this is going to be a new segment. Mark my words. I'm going to start like collecting throughout the week. I'm going to collect funny memes and like funny tweets and things. And like, it's on. These are going to be little clips. You just wait.
All right, so I guess we will end today's episode there. We are Teachers Like Us, and you can find us wherever you decide to put your subscription dollars, or you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, because we're on YouTube.
Click the button wherever it is.
If you're looking to stay up to date for when we are dropping new episodes, you can follow us on Instagram at Teachers Like Us. If you're looking to see what I'm getting into in my mini influencer bag that I be in from time to time, you can follow me.
Not.
I know I'm not. You can follow me at IamAndre.m. If you're looking for the real influencer, the one moving and shaking the Instagram algorithm, you can okay. You can follow her at
Alyssa G. Titer or historicallyspeaking.ca.
And we will see you next week, both of us.
Peace. We made it. Full video.